Shannon, do you like that Dak said this?
I don't have a problem with what he said. I don't like what I'm seeing on the field. Of course you're going to get gassed. I mean, he was a fourth-round draft pick. He was doubted from the beginning. In his mind, he thinks he should have been a first-round draft pick. The same thing that happened with Tom Brady. Tom Brady still has that chip on his shoulder. He was a sixth-round draft pick. All these other quarterbacks went in front of him. Drew Brees, this is the way it is. But at the end of the day, you got to update your resume, bro. Only you and Skip Bayless get to live on last year. That has no bearing on what's going on this year. Because, 26-5, Joy, 26-5. He won 11 straight, Joy, and had it not been for the last game in which he set out, Matt Ryan passed him at the end, but he would have had the #1 QBR. This is the NFL. Update your resume. And you don't get to do it yearly. You do it weekly. So from game to game, baby, hey, them 3 touchdowns you had last week, that was good. Gets you another start. What'd you do this week? So I got no problem with him saying, I understand he has a chip. I was a late round draft pick, and I always felt I had to prove. But once I got there, I didn't rest like, okay, now I made it. I'm starting now. I've been to the Pro Bowl, been an All-Pro. No, I felt I constantly had to justify my place as a starting tight end, be it with the Ravens or the Broncos. And so I get what he's saying. They questioned Tom Brady after a bad game. The first half, they were questioning Tom Brady. You remember a couple of years ago, Skip, in Kansas City. Man, Tom, he need to go on and shut this thing down. Man, it's over for Tom Brady. Man, Tom Brady, even in the first game of the year. Like, what happened to Tom? I mean, Tom, oh, my goodness, Tom. So what, Dak? I mean, what, you think you play for the Cowboys? You on the biggest stage playing quarterback in that market? You're not going to get guessed? Second guess? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to continuously do it. Because you know why? There's a guy up in the Northeast, up in Philly. Fly, Eagles,
Wait,
fly.
you just said previously this is not a Cowboy topic, and now you've made this an Eagle
No,
topic.
I'm just saying, Skip, we're going to question Dak until he starts playing better. But I told you this was going to happen. Only you believe that he was the one actually driving this train. No, it's just when they shot the pictures, like, they got actors. Those actors don't really do those stunts, Joy. They're like, cut! And then they bring the stunt double in there, and then he, boom, car goes off the building. And then when you see it at the bottom, you see the actor in there. He laid it. That's what you see right now, Skip, is Zeke. That drives this train. And right now, he's on a 6-week vacation. And the guy that you see driving the front train now in the movies,
Help me out. Did Zeke play against the Rams and the Packers? I think he was there.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah.
Oh, but Sean Lee wasn't there. So was Zeke driving the train to the W?
What
They lost.
What the offense look like?
God.
What did the offense look like? What did
That's
Dak number
interesting.
What did Dak number look like with those guys when he was in the
the
game?
first half, it was great. In the second half, it was gone.
Okay, now he looks like trash first half, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Can't even get to overtime because they already losing by 30.
And by the way, to the gratuitous shot you took at me in your opening salvo,
What?
I update my resume, as any astute viewer knows, every topic, every day on this show, and I've updated it already 3 times on this show.
For what?
I'm 3-0 so far. So now to
No,
this
you're not.
question. Yes,
No.
I am. So, to your question, I have a big problem with what Dak Prescott said yesterday. I do.
Got a problem with Dak?
This is the first time I've been extremely disappointed in anything that Dak Prescott said, because I routinely on this show, as everybody knows, I compliment him and defend him for always saying the right thing at the right time. This was the wrong thing at the worst time, and the first big sign this team has come completely apart because even its leader is losing it.
Why would he?
It is imploding around its leader. This is the time you have to step up and shake off anything personal, because he made it about himself. He said, go ahead, keep questioning me. Obviously, if you're questioning me, you don't know me, you don't know what I'm about. Well, any critic can question his play without knowing him personally.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And
So
that's what they're doing, Skip.
that's just what it is.
Yes.
That's how the game is played on and off the field in the National Football League. That's what it is.
They didn't say he was a bad person.
No,
they
they
said
did
he
not.
playing bad quarterback.
That's correct. So what he should have said, I'm just going to throw this out as the words I would have used. All I know is we're working harder than ever to get ready for Thursday night against our arch rival within the division, and we plan to defend our home turf at Jerry World. That's what he should have said.
Yes.
And instead, it got under his skin a little bit, and you could see it got to him.
Of course.
And I don't love this, because I do love this kid, and he is still a kid. And I'm going to defend him on this. Until just 3 games ago, he was on an historic pace of touchdowns to turnovers. Touchdowns created versus total turnovers. He was #1 all time. Again, not a huge sample size, but 25 games is a pretty good sample size. And I'm going to say it one more time. 5 games without Sean Lee, and in the second halves, they've been outscored 114-22. I'm not going to put that on Dak's doorstep completely. He deserves some blame, but he's got to take the fallout from this, and he's got to be bigger than this. He's got to stand up to it and shake it off and smile it off and go forward.
He plays the position that when things go well, you get all the praise. But when things go bad, they're going to place all the blame on you. Because guess what, Skip? When you were a little boy and you signed up for football, they says, okay, everybody want to play quarterback, go stand in that line. Running back, stand in that line. Offense, defensive line. So guess what line Dak Prescott went and stood in, Skip? The quarterback line. So because he wanted to be the guy. Okay, well, stand up there to it. As you mentioned, he was on a historical pace as far as touchdowns to turnovers. And then something happened on the way to the market. The commissioner said, Mr. Elliott, I need you to come to my office for 6 weeks.
And the injury god said, Mr. Lee, step aside.
Oh, okay, Skip, I get the Sean Lee, the 114, but what I can't get with Sean Lee, the offense in the 22.
You don't have the ball. Again, the last 2 games have been 19 minutes for the opponent in the second half to 11 minutes for Dak's offense.
Joey,
19 to 11?
Joey, what was...
Woo! That's almost double.
Last Thursday was Thanksgiving, right? Hell, I thought it was Easter. Cowboys laying eggs all over the place. So what happened to those 5 possessions?
Funny.
What happened to those 5 possessions they had in the first half, Skip? 5.
We're going to discuss Jason Garrett a little later in the show. I already told you what I said. I first guessed this. I said, against that offense, with that defense on the field, the Cowboy defense, no Sean Lee, I'm throwing it every time in the first half, trying to just jump out and get a lead. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, they tried that, Scale.
They did not.
They tried it.
They tried to establish the run with Alfred Morris.
They tried it in Atlanta. I mean, think about it, Skip. He got a 20-yard touchdown on the turnover. He ain't driven the ball yet. When the last time he been in the end zone?
Well, okay, but we're not talking about his performance. We talk about it. You got me there, but you don't have me here because I'm the one taking the bullet for Dak.
Why you taking?
I'm saying I don't like it.
Skip,
I told you he changed the culture in the locker room from losing to winning.
No, Zeke did
in
that.
In the wake of...
Zeke did that.
No, he didn't.
If you know,
he's the leader of the locker room?
Whoa.
With all of his shenanigans off the field? Oh, yeah.
But you remember when those Cowboys winning all those championships? Who was the leader of the locker room? Mike Irvin, with all those shenanigans, remember? Oh, okay. But I'm saying, though, hold on.
But I never said Troy was the leader of the locker room. I said Dak is the leader of the locker room.
Okay, but I'm saying he's the leader of the locker room. But the guy with the shenanigans is what makes everything once you get on the Skip. You know, sometimes it's a person that they don't show up to work all the time.
Had 23 touchdown passes to 4 interceptions last year.
And what's that looking like this year?
Yeah.
See, it's amazing because remember last year, I know a guy that got taken number 2 overall that was up in Philly. And he lost his right tackle for 10 games. And he had a host of injuries and the receivers couldn't catch and he didn't have a running game. And somebody told me that he's just inaccurate. He's just never going to be like that.
He is.
Now you flip it around. And he looked better than Dak ever looked.
Everything's breaking perfectly for Carson Wentz, and you're going to get yours because this league gets even.
Hold on.
You know what happens, and I know what happens.
I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. Everything is breaking perfectly for Carson Wentz this year like it did for Dak last year.
It did. Everything went right. I mean, this is the first time he's faced any adversity since Mississippi State. Real adversity. I mean, he was down 21-3 against Aaron Rodgers, and all he did was bring him back to 31-all with 300 yards passing. I'd say that'll work. I'm not sure that was much about Zeke.
If you don't mind me asking.
How much did Zeke have to do with that playoff game?
If you don't mind me asking, Skip, you're a lifeguard. I'm 50 feet out, and I'm drowning. You throw me a 40-foot rope. What the hell have you done? So what good is that comeback if they didn't win the game?
Well, did you see what Mason Crossbar did last night?
There you go.
Did you see that? At Pittsburgh, the turning point in that game was last night. He had a 57-yard field goal, and he missed it like by 30 yards left.
Skip.
And what did he do at Jerry World? He made it from 56 yards.
Skip.
How did that happen?
It's
pure luck.
You're talking about a controlled environment, indoors, as opposed to being 30 degrees in Pittsburgh.
And as they kept saying last night, there's really no wind tonight. Huh, interesting.
Yeah, but it's like kicking a brick. But no. I'm not talking about. We're not talking about no special teams guy. I mean, you done
Well,
got
that's
more.
who won the game.
No. I'm talking about him.
Did Dak Prescott play well enough to win the game against Aaron Rodgers?
No, he did
300
not.
plus yards passing?
No.
Yep.
Hold on.
Who had the better QBR? Dak did over Aaron Rodgers.
You know, now, see,
twice last year.
Now, hold on. I just want to make sure I'm hearing you. I want to get this on record. Last Thanksgiving, not this one, because they got the doors blown off him. Did Kirk Cousins, when he threw for 449 yards and 2 touchdowns, did he play well enough for Washington to win that game?
He did
yes
not.
or no?
He was 2 for 5 in the red zone. Dak was 4 for 4.
Exactly.
Dak had the better QBR.
Exactly. And just like Dak did not play well enough in
Yes,
that playoff game. He didn't play well enough this year, and he hasn't played well enough without Zeke.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.